Welcome back to my channel. My name is Siri, your medical missionary next door. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, subscribe. If you haven't shared this channel already, share. If you haven't liked this video yet, hit that like button because you know that there is greatness attached to this channel. We are going to release some fantastic things for you throughout this year. And this week is the beginning of greatness. There is so much. There is so many things I want to release for you guys and to bless you and to bless our community, our provinces, our countries, our world is the top of the list. God is going to do so many amazing things for you, for me, for us. I can't hold back the blessings of God. And I want you to know that you are about to get a treat. We have the number one tip of the day, how to reverse depression, how to know the key that you have in your arsenal to unlock the door to get out of depression and help so many others. Now, the number one tip pertaining to depression is for you to understand about preparation. Preparation really is the key to understanding where you're at and how you can transform everything in a moment from recognizing what transformation is and preparation is and recognizing where you are and how to be able to do that. Now, preparation is God's prerequisite to your destiny. Let me say that again. Preparation is the key for God's prerequisite for your destiny. All things work together for good because we love God, or because we were created by God. Because even when you didn't know God and I didn't know who He was, He had things in place, prepared in place, so that we can still thrive. We can still be where and what He has called us to be in a moment. God must, in His preparation, orchestrate life in such a way that you and I understand His assignment. Let me say this a next way. Because you're going through depression and anxiety and stress is a sign that you are in a prerequisite moment for God to be able to release and open your eyes to see His assignment. Now, to be a shepherd, there are certain things that God has to put in place. To be a shepherd means to be on assignment. To be on assignment means to be called. To be called requires purpose. To know purpose requires vision. To have vision, you must know who God is. Because if I don't know the purpose of my living, I can hear and believe whatever someone tells me. So I'm going to say it again. In order for you to have the key, you need to unlock your depression and anxiety where you are in this moment. I need you to comprehend a few things. God says to be a shepherd means I must put you on assignment. And your assignment means that you are called, and because you're called, you have a purpose in life. And because you have a purpose in life, that means I downloaded to you a vision. And that vision requires that you be connected to me in order to get the release of the Spirit. To be prepared to thrive, you are required to be disciplined. You must know some things, because discipline is where you are prepared to go into your field of expertise. Let's do it this way. You want God to give you the benefits of preparation, but you don't want to be prepared. Let's say a bodybuilder wants to be a bodybuilder, but right now he's got a few pounds that he doesn't need in order to be a bodybuilder. God's saying if you want to be a Christian, there are certain disciplines in life you must receive. And in order to receive, you must be connected to me, because there are things connected to you in this moment that only I can loose, says Jesus. Just because you want to be a Christian and you receive the name of Christianity does not give you the prerequisite to be able to access the vision, the dream, the destiny, the throttle, the thrive, to be able to maintain an altitude that only you are called to maintain. Just like a bodybuilder needs the right preparation, you need the right preparation as a human being, as a child of God, to be able to be in the space, the mindset that God has called you to be. Now, my mother retells a story. She says, when you were born and I delivered you, I thought that you were dead. You weren't moving. It didn't look like you were breathing. So in that moment, I thought that I had delivered a baby that was dead. Wait, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video, and be blessed. Now, at that time, she says, I didn't see your chest moving. You didn't move an inch. You just laid lifeless. Yet, I knew that in town was a midwife. So I called for the midwife. And when the midwife came, I recognized that her capacity, her knowledge, her education, her expertise brought something new. When you call upon God to renew a situation and bring back to life a dead situation where it looks impossible, it's his expertise that brings so much joy, because when you can't see, he says, I can see. When you can't move, he says, I can move. When you don't understand, he says, I comprehend everything. So I'm telling somebody that when they thought I was dead, they called for a midwife with an expertise that no one in the situation at my birth knew what to do. My mother retells the story that there was no AED in place where they could revive me. There was no oxygen where they could hook me up. But the midwife said, does somebody have a cigarette? Does somebody have a match? And they lit a cigarette, and she said, I'm going to take a puff, and when I take a puff, I'm going to breathe on this child. And if she's breathing, even though you can't see, she's going to cough. She's going to breathe, because in her atmosphere is something that shouldn't be. And she lit that cigarette. When she breathed out and breathed it on my face and my nostrils, even though they didn't see, gasped the air, and I coughed, they said, she's alive. Preparation. I'm telling somebody, Preparation. Your God specializes in preparing you for circumstances that seem impossible. At 9 years old, when I was molested, even though I didn't fully comprehend what was happening, and I felt an emptiness and I couldn't explain. Preparation. Even at 16, when I felt lost in my rape. Preparation. When I found out at 18 years old that I am the product of my mother's molestation, all I could cry was, God, preparation. What is preparation? Preparation is the arrangement, is the foundation, the construct, the measurement, the education, and the plan for a particular outcome. If I wanted to be a bodybuilder, I ought to think like one. I ought to act like one. I had to eat like a bodybuilder. Let's break this down, shall we? Preparation, according to Exodus 33 verse 11, says this: Moses came face to face with God, an encounter with Jesus. Your preparation is only a point in your atmosphere where it should bring you to a face-to-face encounter with Jesus, a heart-to-heart as a friend. In verse 11 of Exodus 33, it says that Moses had a heart-to-heart experience with God. Grace, he said, grace, if I have found grace, somebody, all you have found was grace in the eyes of Jesus. That is preparation enough to change your circumstances. Grace in the eyes of God. Your unfavorable situation has found grace in the eyes of God. Presence has found God's omnipotence. Rest in your burden, knowing that if you could find grace, if you could find mercy in the eyes of God, preparation broken down brings deliverance. There are some people who will let you know that when the power of God shows up in worship, it cuts things off that shouldn't be there. Then let me tell you that it says that Joshua, when God showed up to have an encounter with Moses, some stayed in their tents and worshiped, but Joshua was found at the tabernacle of God, and he was able to receive power, receive favor. I'm telling somebody, don't stay where you usually stay. Don't search how you usually search. Because when you stay where you usually stay, you get a stayed experience. But when you come out of your depression, when you come out of your preparation, what you find is a tabernacle experience like Joshua. There are some people, when they see the power of God, they retreat. There are some people, when they see what God is doing in their life, they retreat. But I'm telling you today, don't retreat. Move forward. Don't retreat. Move forward. Because it's the tabernacle experience in your preparation season that changes circumstance. It's in that moment when God says, yes, Moses, I have given you favor. Preparation brings a few things. It brings certain things to the forefront that I need you to recognize. Isolation takes place in the midst of preparation and is necessary. Isolation is part of your preparation in your outcome, because when a seed is planted, in order for it to generate, it must be isolated. Preparation is there because a seed needs to be hidden in the midst of darkness in order to generate. God has put you in that situation so you can thrive. God has put you in that situation so you and God can have a heart-to-heart moment where you can say, God, I cannot do this alone. And in that moment, in your weakness, he's made strong. In the moments in your weakness, God can prove himself right for you. Preparation calls that depression shows up as the enemy's tactic to detour, delay, and distract you from your purpose. I want somebody to know that your depression is an open door for God to show his power, his grace, his mercy, and his love. Someone saying that in this moment, I don't know what to do. The only reason you feel the pressure of darkness is preparation. The only reason you feel the pressure of isolation is preparation. The only reason you feel rejected is preparation. Yet your soul's crying out in this moment, why? Why am I going through this? Why is God allowing me to feel like this? Why rejection? Why isolation? Why darkness? I found a man at 9 years old. The enemy replaced him with molestation. But I found a man, somebody. At 16, when I was raped, I found a man, somebody. At 18, when I found out, I found a man. I found a man this woman spoke about at the well. I found him. Some call him Savior. Some call him the bright and morning star. Some call him King. Some call him Provider. Some call him King Jesus. But I call him Daddy. I call him Jesus. I call him the I am. I call him Alpha and Omega. I call him the provider in my preparation season. Preparation is the space in your life when God calls you to have an encounter with him. Preparation. I'm telling somebody, it's not the time to give up, but the time to reach up. It's not the time to lay down, but the time to stand up and call out. As Moses said, if I have found favor, God, if I have found grace, if I have found you, preparation season turns into transformation of soul. We know that with God there is no impossibility. So I'm telling somebody today, you will live, you will thrive, you will build a legacy for your generation because you have found favor with God. When Satan planned, God prepared. When Satan planned, God prepared. God has prepared his favor over your life. You will live. You will thrive. You are building a legacy for your generation. I want you to share this video. I want you to subscribe to this channel because there is greatness attached to the power of God, and your preparation season has seed to bear fruit so that somebody could eat in the midst of famine, so that somebody could live in the midst of poverty. You are the seed for somebody's preparation season to be able to live, thrive, and build a legacy. You are highly favored by God. You are loved. You are cherished. you are prepared. Wait, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video, and be blessed.